Yo, yo, yo.
What's good, brother?
Pimp Juice, how you been? How you doing?
Chilling, man, chilling. Another day.
Yeah, cold one too. Fuck.
Big facts. Big facts, man.
Man, middle October.
Yeah, you know it's real when you got to start checking the weather before you head outside.
Yeah.
Snow.
Yeah, about that time, brother. About that time.
Yeah, snow.
This is good.
Just gonna share this with a couple people.
Shirt. Damn kids. Yeah, man.
All right.
Does it allow me to?
All right. Shout out to Jeff in the building early. Only Mrs. Lee. Appreciate y'all.
With TV cruising, like you got the YouTube TV, but do you still channel surf?
Nah.
Nah, right? It's an old art. It's an old art. Oh man, I got caught up. I was going through the news channels, and for some reason, I have News Nation. It's like a block of news channels you could go through.
I'm so sorry. I thought you said nudist nation. I was about to be like,
he's about to say, "Oh, this just got red." Oh no, he said he's going all out on a Wednesday. Nah. Oh shit. Yeah, I forgot what News Nation. News Nation.
I was like, this ain't that type of sensitive father.
He said, bruh, you taking it to a place. You look like you hiding baby oil, brother. You need to relax. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. But I'm scrolling through it and then stopped on News Nation for a second. And I'm like, I'm squinting my eyes. I'm like, yo, babe, is that Ray J? She's looking what it is. She's like, I think that is Ray J. We're like, why is Ray J on News Nation? And as I'm turning up the volume, because it was on low volume, I turned it up. He's talking about the Diddy shit. I'm like, this is even more confusing. Like Diddy is coming out your mouth on News Nation, and you Ray J in the suit. This is just all wrong. I'm just like, I gotta keep. So I don't serve channels no more. Like this is stupid.
Big time.
Get to my on-demand program like I always do.
Big time. Yeah. Sometimes I think you really just gotta think about what you're clarified, what you are certified to talk about.
Mad important in life. If you don't fit the bill, it's okay. It's all right. Somebody else gonna step up.
Big facts. Big facts. You can hear me good. I had to make sure I was actually on this microphone.
I hear you, but you say something again.
Yo.
There you go. It was like half a second delay.
Got you.
You are good to go.
All right. We're gonna give it a couple more minutes, let some more people join. Yeah, man. So it's interesting that you bring up channel surfing because I was thinking about back in the days there were specific channels where you had shows that you were dying to watch, man. Like I remember they used to all be back to back. You know what I mean? It would be Family Matters or Friends, you know what I mean? Like, and everything would just be back to back because you knew, like, after a certain show, it was time to go to bed. Like, once Cheers hit, it was like, fuck.
11 o'clock? Damn. I can't, you know what I mean? Where everybody knows your name. Say, all right, y'all. It's all right to be like, damn. Yeah, oh, man. Word up. Yeah, TGIF had it on Smash. Like, that 8 to, 9:30 window. I think they had 3 half-hour shows. Maybe it might have been a fourth one at 9:30, but I don't recall. It wasn't good enough to stick around too long. But they had a 2-hour block for Fridays and shit. Even right after school, that 4 to 6 block right before Ricky Lake probably popped on when we was kids. Yeah, they had Animaniacs, Power Rangers. They had a little run too right after school.
Big facts. Remember Little Frog on UP? What was it? 11?
Was it cartoon? Not Cartoon Network. Might have been.
Nah, not Cartoon Network. The Little Frog. I forgot what channel he was
on. The WB Frog.
There you go. That's it.
Didn't he switch stations to UPN?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
for the life of me, I was like, how did he get a trade?
Man. Yeah, that's real. When an animated character get like, I'm taking my talents to somewhere else.
I don't like the way y'all WB me, man. I'm out of here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's serious stuff. Serious stuff. But yeah, yo, it's officially that weather, man. Now where the jacket over the suit jacket is a thing, especially if I gotta like really travel. And today was one of those days. Like we had to go have a meeting at another campus, and then I had to go check out some other venues after the fact. So I was moving around the city today, and I'm glad I brought the jacket out because if I had just done the suit jacket, I'd have been done. You wouldn't have heard my voice on this show right now.
Yeah, yeah. Like the jacket's cool when it's really like house to car to spot.
Yeah.
Anything added to that little little roundabout, and the cold start hitting in. If you bust stop weather, man, overcoat time
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, man. So quick random question just came to my mind while we wait for people. If there was a song you had to sing in karaoke to save the world, what song would you sing?
I could be rap or singing.
Any song.
I think More Money, More Problems. I might know every verse by heart, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know Mace. Shit, Puffy ad libs. I kind of burned that to the ground when it came out. That's a fact. What's your, you have a go-to song or a song that you just know every word to?
Oddly enough, Kicking the Door.
Kicking the Door. Yeah,
that's I know that's an odd song to rap to save the world. But
yo, man, I'm kicking in the door.
you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Y'all want to live.
Yeah, it's funny we both have Biggie related songs if the world depended on it. Brooklyn, but let me think. If there was an R&B song or a song you had to sing to save the world, are we cooked as a society? What are we doing?
Pretty Wings.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Hey, we're not judging our vocal ability. It's just the fact you can do it. So yeah, we good. We good.
That's it.
We good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I might cheat. I might cheat and pick a Lauryn Hill joint like Zion or something like that. I think I know all those words because it's a slow song, so it's not a lot of words. But I think I do know the words because they're far and few. I think I could pull that out.
Got it. See, reggae would be the easiest because Three Little Birds. It's like 6 lines, if that, and they just repeat like.
Dog, if there was a reggae song, they put the mic to me, pause, like, "Yo, what you got?" I'm like, "Yeah, what we signed up for heaven?" Because a lot of us say mega. I'm gonna try. What's it? I'm gonna try Freaks by Lil Vicious as far as I could, but right after that second hook kick, man,
that Dougie Fresh part,
man, I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, what we signed up? Where them gates at? Where them big pearlies?" Like, you know, man. I said, yeah, reggae. It's a rap.
Fresh remembers his part.
Yeah. Just the beatbox part. That's it. Maybe.
That's funny. I would be pissed if it had to be a Busta Rhymes song because I got a feeling they're gonna pick one of them joints that he probably the one he did with Chris Brown. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, "Nah, son, we're done. We're done."
So give me slow. Can I get slow Busta? Can I get your hands on my eyes? Can see Busta, please? I don't want old school Busta. He was way too fast, and I don't want Pastor Cavassier Busta neither. I want that middle Busta.
yeah. Give me Busta with like a Janet Jackson feature. I could fuck with that. Or the one with Mariah Carey.
What was that one? That one Busta song we was trying to remember. We had a tape that we kept rewinding. Was it Fire?
Fire.
Yeah, it was too much. It was too fast. It was too much.
Bruh.
It was too
much.
Let
me tell y'all something. So,
had a run.
You know what I mean? We're gonna go back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may remember at one point there was something called a tape deck, right? And when your favorite songs would play on the radio, you would record them, or you know what I'm saying, you would buy records. They were in tapes at this time. So we get this Busta Rhymes record, and we are like determined to write out the lyrics. This is before now that y'all spoiled. Y'all could go to YouTube or go to your local karaoke spot and get all the lyrics. This was us trying to write this shit down and have it so we could actually sing the lyrics on point. Right. And when, it was so much start, stop. Start, stop. Start, stop.
So what'd he say? What'd he say? So run it back. Rewind. The gunshot mean rewind. Like it was a good time. It was a good time. Mm-hmm. You know what? That's why as far as favorite rappers, Nas is my 1B. It was written, came with a whole pamphlet. I was able to read with the boy. I was like, this is what's going on in Queens. I was like, this is crazy. This was crazy.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, man. But yeah, all right. Quick little pit stop down memory lane. Have you so did you ever have multiple locations with your company?
Yeah, we got a few offices. Got one in Manhattan, one in Jersey, unfortunately, and over here in the island.
Nice. Do you have like a main one that you frequent that you consider your home base?
Absolutely. The one closest to the crib.
Makes sense.
Thank God.
Makes sense. You ever went to one of these other locations and the minute you walked in, it just felt like they spent a little more money here than at yours?
It's when you realize, I'm the stepchild. That's a hurt. That shit hurts. Oh, y'all got your own fridge? That's crazy. Like it's little things that kind of let you know, like, oh, I'm not really priority in my location. Yeah. Interesting. You had a experience today, unfortunately.
I sure did. I sure did.
No.
So when they put the address on the meeting, it was like, I've never heard of this address before. I know the street, and I'm trying to recollect what was on that street, and I'm like, I know that's where the ambulance comes in, but I've never seen a building there. Like, this is a weird way to have us come in for a meeting, right? We got suits on. So we're just walking, and we're like, all right, just walking. We get on the block, and I'm like, you can see the tape still on the door. Like, this place just really is like people are coming in. And to me, right? It probably been there for months, but to me, this shit is still fresh. You can't even get in the spot without showing your ID. Like, it's not like a scan thing and then the door's open. Nah, you put your ID to the door and the security guard come and let your ass in. So I'm like, okay, this is already a lot more official than what the fuck we got going on, right? So now we get all the way up to where the conference room is at, and this shit is like official. The chairs are better. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything just looks like
the paint. You smell the paint job and all that.
Yeah, everything just looks like it's state of the art. And we just sitting there like, at one point we thought we had the best location with all the upgrades. We was like, nah, this is the place. So now, as soon as I go in the office tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, how do I book a room at this location?
I'm out. I gotta upgrade my 9 to 5 little spot.
Bro.
Right. Yeah. Is that place by any chance closer to the house or further?
Further.
Like, due to the niceness, is the extra distance not worth it?
I mean, it depends on what meeting we're having, right? So if it's just like a couple of us shooting and shit, it's definitely not worth it to go.
Okay. No.
But if we're like but if we're like hosting, you know, a client or hosting, you know, somebody like outside the state of the country, that's where you take them. You know what I mean? To have a conversation. You know what I mean? So I put that in my notes section, like places to book meetings. Like I'm telling you, and it's so crazy because in that moment I was like, I'm an old ass nigga. Because I remember whenever my father used to think of something, he used to be like, write that shit down.
I pull out the phone quick to go to my notes. Like, like I said, new restaurant on 5th. Tell the lady, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know?
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, we write down everything now.
Yeah. Gotcha. Matter of fact, I know my wife is watching. Remind me to talk to you about this new restaurant I heard about. Gotta go there, man. Shit crazy.
So, nigga, I want to know too. Text me.
I got you. You know I got you. But you know we only tell the people about it after we've been there.
Yeah, we went. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Parking a little crazy, you know. But once you get a spot, you good. Like as far as adulting, I had a revelation today, unfortunately, while getting gas. Not that I'm trying to trick myself that I'm an adult. I'm an adult. Kids, job, you know what I'm saying, 401k, all the adult.
Taking your taxes, all that shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All the features of an adult, you know what I'm saying? Standing there pumping gas. A pretty lady turns into the thing. You know, she's kind of leaning to the right on the turn, and I kind of see it from a distance. But I got Jen in the car. No, we're not here. You're not sensitive, father. You know what I'm saying? Right? So she's pulling out. Right? You know, it was just a quick, oh, she's pretty. And she straightened up the wheel, and her face came back. Sean, her left eye didn't come with her. Like, it was still looking. It was still looking in the direction of the turn. And at that very moment, I said, "I'm not an adult. I can't handle this." I just put my head down. I'm just and I'm just like, I'm not giggling, I'm not showing no teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, just truly looking like, oh, she's pretty. The
Yeah.
guy's like, oh man, the eye didn't. She got like she sneak biggied me. I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I say. You know what? All the adult shit you doing. If you can't keep a straight face, if somebody run up on you with an eye that's going like south and looking at you at the same time, you're not there yet. And I noticed I'm not there yet. It's just a quick revelation, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I wish I was more of an adult, but I'm not there yet.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Some situations, they catch us in a place when we're not ready. But I think you handled it the best way you could, bro. You could have been like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have went about it really different.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Do you have hey, you're an adult. I can see you being an adult. Do you have moments where you're like, damn, maybe I'm not there yet? Although I write everything down, I'm not there yet.
So it was a similar situation, right? A friend of mine had told me about this person, and they had like an eye that rolls, right? And I'm like, I've never seen it in my life, so I'm like, all right, whatever. And this was like months ago. So it just so happened we all happened to be at the same venue one time, and we're having a full-on conversation, Kenny. Eye contact, everything. We here. All of a sudden, to me, it looked like she was looking up at the TVs. There was TVs in the venue. And I was like, that's kind of rude that, we're here talking to each other with eye contact. And she's just looking up at the TV talking to me. And she never came back down.
Damn.
So in that moment, though, it clicked before I said, yo, you good? Like, what's going on the TV? I remembered that there was an eye roll situation. So similar to you, you know what I'm saying? I finagled the bagel, didn't really react to it. But in the moment, I was close. I was very close. And I was completely like, what the hell is happening? This is so rude. But that was one moment where I was like, well, adulting is stupid. Like, because 19-year-old me would have just been like, it would have been bad.
Bitch looking at God at me at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would have been terrible. Like, my dumb ass would have been, I've been trying to go on my tippy toes, like, ma'am, I'm down here. Ma'am. Ma'am, I'm down. Yeah. I'm not, I still laughing. It's like a kid is falling and shit if he running full speed. As long as he's not hurt. Yeah. You know what I mean? No blood. You know what I'm saying? Just quick little wham. Yeah, I'm going to giggle out of that. It's terrible. I got to grow up.
It'll forever be funny to me when kids fall, but they be holding the shit in their hand. Like, it'll be candy or ice cream. They will fall flat on their face, but they will not let that candy fall out of their hand because they already know they're about to get their ass whooped. The last thing they want is to lose the treat at the same time. So
you've never seen an alcoholic drop a drink ever.
Nope.
It's so weird. He said, yeah, he fell to the floor, but the drink and ice was intact.
Bro.
Intact. That's funny.
Oh yeah. All right, man. Just checking in real quick with the people. Shout out to Tanya in the building, Keith, only Mrs. Lady, man. We appreciate y'all. So listen, I'm finding out lately that, you know what I'm saying, I can't really get too comfortable when it comes to certain situations because there'll be times where I feel like I could just say what I want. But then there's times where I know I have to say something the right way. And then there's times where I shouldn't say anything at all. And I think I'm in one of those areas right now where I'm just, like with a Draco right now with my words. And I'm just like, you know what? It's probably time to start fine tuning. You know what I mean? How these words are coming out. You know what I mean? Just in case there's some misinterpretation about the way I'm going about things. And I feel like that can apply, both professionally and personally. Sometimes you get a little too comfortable. You know what I mean? Like you might just got a new girlfriend and you're like, calling her the B word and she like, excuse the hell out of me. When did we start doing that? Like,
almost a part of
that. Yeah. So, I'm in that moment right now where I'm just checking myself to not feel too comfortable with shit.
It's a good one. Like my phone has this little if you do type anything over like 10 characters, they go, hey, do you want AI to kind of regenerate your sentence? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's like, make it professional, make it friendly, make it was it demeaning, and they had a couple like emotions, like just kind of rephrasing my words. I'm like, oh God, that's not me. That's not me. I don't mean this. That's not. None of this is me.
I feel you. Oh God. All right, man. I'm gonna head over into some quick questions before we get more into our show. This first one, y'all. What happens when there is an imbalance of support in the friend group? And I'll give you a perfect example. You may start selling hats, right? You know what I mean? And at first, your friend group is supporting you. They may, repost or, share your card, whatever way that you're marketing your brand, right? But then another friend within the same group probably starts a full-on clothing line. And they got everything from shirts, hats, shorts. I mean, they're really going the extra mile. Now, all of a sudden, the friend group turns it into a mission to make sure that this friend's stuff gets super support. Like, y'all, we all need to come together, make sure that, we put this on the map, make sure that, we all should be wearing the brand. Conversations that never happened when you started your hat line are starting to happen. My question to you, Kenny, and to everybody listening right now, what is your first response when this is happening?
God, I hate to be the flip-floppy guy. It's all about the presentation and the package, man. It sucks. If the hat friend went hard, I'm talking like the whole spiel, website up, all kinds of colorways, flavors, fonts. He did his thing. I mean, little commercials and all that. It's like we all should support as a unit. But if the other friend just kind of like, not Trump his idea, but swipe everything, do everything even grander. Like everything's just bigger than life. It feels like it's like, dog, you're gonna step on my toes in the same group chat. Like you're not. You said like you're not even gonna let me make the hats. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm good at hats. You didn't want to talk to me about it. Like nothing. Like nigga, like you know what I'm saying. I think you need a whole new group chat for your little support. Like you know what I'm saying. I think you should go. And hey, no disrespect. I know you might have put extra money into your shit, but hey, I was first, man. Like you know what I'm saying. Like respect my firstness. Like nobody wants to be second place. But we don't support second place in this group. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's clear now.
You know what I mean? But now, oh man, but shit. If the support shifts within the group, do you take a back seat to your hat to the hat endeavor if you're the hat guy?
I would hope not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would hope
if
you're serious about your passion, you should stick to it. But I've always wondered about that situation because it is very, very possible for two people within the same friend group to have the same passion. And to your point, right? Somehow, some way, somebody's always the first one to kick things off. And all of a sudden, when that first person kicks it off, it's like all of a sudden, it's like eureka within the group. Everybody all of a sudden want to get their shit together.
Yeah. I mean, like Eureka's is trash. So yeah, don't be Eureka off my light bulb, my nigga. Like,
nigga ran a cord from the house.
It's like go find your own Eureka, my guy. Like, don't be getting me bright ideas because I spark something in you, nigga. I'm here to motivate, not be your motivation, nigga. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. That's funny. Man. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I feel you, Lynn. Lynn said, hey, what's up, Lynn? Lynn says, step your business up. Don't worry about the next person. Everyone support everyone. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, but shit, I might start pressing friends too. It's like your family. I don't see my hats.
Dude,
we gotta talk like as a unit now.
What has always puzzled me is how if you got such a deep network of friends, if you all just really focused on supporting each other, it would change everybody's life. It really would. Like, granted, outside of like the essential necessities, right? It's like, bro, I know you're working on this like clothing line, but every time I wear your shirt, it just rips. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, if you see someone steadily building something, you should be able to support them as much as possible. Like you see right now, if you see me or Kenny, more than likely we got on stuff that our friends are making, or our own stuff. Like, you know, a lot of that is getting older and saying, fuck these brands. And a lot of it is really just understanding the business of how we can just keep everything within our network. We see a lot of other cultures do it. For some reason, we haven't figured it out. And I do my best to walk the walk. So I really just stress to those friend groups. If you got a friend group, all of y'all just really thriving and bouncing ideas, or y'all got shit flowing, is something as easy as if one got a clothing line, you only wear that clothing line. If one got a catering company, shit, everything that you do, if you can, the food comes from that catering company, man. Because I'm telling you, everybody that got it like that, that's what the fuck they doing. Until their person makes it so big, they too busy to do it for them. Now they look for the next person that they can help out. Yeah, it sounds like a lot, y'all, but it's really that simple. It really is.
It is. Not the whole crabs in a barrel mentality, but it's just always like, you know, everybody's busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not like you can't be that busy all the time, but some people are, unfortunately, so we'll see. We shall see.
Everybody busy till the price go up. I'll tell you that much. Everybody busy till the price go up.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. It's capitalist world, man. We hate it and can't wait to be on the good side of it too.
You know?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Switching gears, I got a relationship question for you.
All right.
Are there different ramifications in a relationship when you're caught cheating up versus caught cheating down?
That's a good one, bro.
So not talking from experience, just generally talking. You know what I'm
saying? Absolutely. Everything is figurative.
Yeah.
So ramifications, I don't think they should be. You know what I mean? I really don't think they should be. Like, and I swear I would cry my eyes out, right? But if in a situation I'm dating someone and they level up to somebody where I'm like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. My heart still hurts because I thought it was me and you like forever. But, you know, but now it's like, shit. You know what I mean? Like, if the person that you've been idolizing for so long pulls up and says, get in the car, we go in the Bali. You're not looking at your significant other like, it was real.
Nigga got that comment. He was waiting for that ride his whole life. You see him?
He's like, I ain't never seen the inside of a Maybach.
He said, "This is simple." Oh God. Yeah, that's funny, man. Yeah. Like if if God, I don't even want to knock on wood, but if Halle Berry came through and shit went great, like I'm coming back home. But baby, that was Halle Berry. Do we understand this? Is that okay? Like, is there no flexibility anymore? I thought we bet not breaking out here. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? But but if it's a step down, it's like, nah, we can't do this anymore because what you're doing is not what we're doing. So you know what I mean? But all right. I got some questions in the chat. Lynn said, what does that mean up and down? Better than the other. That's all. Whatever score your current partner is, if they're high 8s, you come through with a low 9, it's an up. But I mean, if your partner's high 8s and you come through with a low 8,
yeah,
you know what I mean, it's a little low. You know what I'm saying? So, it all depends on I guess your current partner's reach and where the next person is.
Yeah, man, that's a real question, y'all. That's a real question. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because on the flip side of this, right? Say they walk in and it's like, that? Like that? Like, that's what you like?
I can't even associate. I can't even associate with you. If this is your spare time. It's your spare time. I can't even associate with this situation. But here's the kicker, right? I'm ready to throw the whole wrench in this bitch. They level up, like big level up.
Yeah.
But hey, man, understanding what they did was a mistake, and they're ready to come back, make this a happy home, right? Are you okay knowing that on the other side of that door is just a way better life than you? And now you know they settling because it's you.
Nah, man, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I don't care where they are on the chart. It's just the principles.
Because what if it's somebody that we see on a regular basis, man? Like, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, I'm not even gonna say any names because I don't want to go get into any trouble with anything. But what if it's somebody that's constantly on social media or constantly on the TV,
Just
constantly on the radio?
in your face.
Every time, what if we're having an intimate moment and said person pops up? Now it's awkward because now he was jizzing on your face. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, you saw, you know what I mean? You don't want that. You don't want that.
Your mind gonna go in crazy places. Nah, bro. You so much as put on a Halle Berry movie. She like, oh, you thinking about her? Huh? Is that it? You want to go back?
He said, Swordfish is my favorite movie, and that's that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that.
For real, son.
Nobody want to hear that.
For real.
On to local New York City shit, as always, unfortunately. Listen, this man Adam Things keeps shaking shit up every 2 weeks. Somebody else be coming, be going. But New York City's top doctor is on his way out after months of leaving earlier than expected. Everybody knew he was on the way out, but he's moving things up, unfortunately. But the health commissioner, Dr. Ashwan Vasan, emailed staffs yesterday morning and informed them that this Friday is his last Friday. Dr. Michelle Morse, the city's chief medical officer and deputy commissioner for the Health Department Center for Health Equity and Community Wellness, will step up as an interim health commissioner. Why the city searches for a new replacement. But a lot of top officials in New York leaving, man. I'm not sure if it's still Adams related, but the fact that it is in the medical field, does this, early quitting affect you or your day-to-day? Did you hear about this as of yet?
I heard winds of it. So Kathy Hochul still has a bunch of bills that are passing that are going to directly impact healthcare, but I think the real impact is going to be after the election. Anything that she's done so far, I think her main aim so far has really been at mental health, trying to resolve the medical debt situation. A lot of people are really suffering from debt with medical issues and a lot of the reimbursement issues. And I'll get into that when we get to the next segment. So a lot of things are changing with that, but I don't think this guy stepping down is going to impact anything right away.
Okay. Keeping it doctor based, man. Where we at?
Oh man, I love this part of the show, bro. I'm not a doctor. I just play one here on FCP, y'all. First place we are going to start with is U.S. News World and Report released its 2024-2025 Best Children's Hospitals rankings. They released this on October 8th, featuring the 10 honor roll hospitals. Now, we always tell everyone on this show to do your own research. There is certain research companies that U.S. News and World Report uses to generate this information. Of course, it's a plethora of different hospitals from different areas who go through certain criteria as far as clinical outcomes, compliance, establishing best practices, so on and so forth. Now, the most concerning thing on here for me is there was no New York hospitals on here in the top 10, which I would disagree with, and I won't name any because I don't want to, be biased about this. But you had Boston Children's Hospital on here. You had Children's Hospital in Colorado and LA, or Philly. You had Children's National Hospital out in Washington, D.C., Cincinnati Children's, Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio, Seattle Children's Hospital, Texas Children's Hospital. So, it definitely left, I know it left a little sour taste in the New York industry about, the way they look at pediatrics, but hey.
Not gonna lie, I just assumed it was up there because they're New York City. That's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spoiled as far as medical is concerned. Like everything is within a 14-mile radius, if I'm not mistaken. You can get everything handled, and within the state lines.
Wow. I agree, man. Population wise, the way we popping out these kids,
I
would think that too. Absolutely.
Interesting.
And then the next thing I really want to get into, and this is really just informational, y'all. Medicare open enrollment officially started October 15th. It is through December 7th. This is usually the time frame every year. But why is it more important this year? It's because a lot of the Medicare Advantage plans are changing their plan offerings due to the way that the government is looking at reimbursement for a lot of these services. It's been critiqued a lot throughout this year about some of the practices that are going on in these payers, and it's really just getting a full overhaul. So if you have anyone or you yourself are now looking for a new Medicare Advantage plan, the number one thing you want to do is make sure that they offer these services that you need the most, right? That's the most important thing. Second, the premiums. You want to make sure that you study the costs that you're going to have, because as you begin next year, you have that deductible that you start with that you have to make sure that you understand that before you go into that new coverage. The next thing is make sure they participate with your favorite provider. All right. And the reason why I know a lot of people say, well, why won't I check with my provider before the offerings? They could participate with your provider, but if they don't offer the services that you need and the coverage you need, then what's the point of going with them, right? So to me, that's my personal way that I help my mom throughout that process, or anybody that asks me about it. So I just offering that to you. Make sure you pay attention to it. One of the biggest payers that I know of, Cigna, is actually going to be selling their Medicare business next year between Q1 and Q2. So if you got Cigna and you love your provider, you might want to check with him and make sure he's still going to participate with that next year. So just spreading some information while I got y'all here.
Appreciate it. Somebody gonna need it, as always.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, my brother, are we ready?
It's time.
It's time, man. It's time. First, let's do a quick roll call. We got Tanya, Keith, Lynn, Mrs. Lee, SKL, all on IG. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody I'm seeing on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live. We appreciate y'all as well as those who are tuning in from X. Every third Wednesday, me and my man's Ken Kapnick get here, and we have our dad series to talk about our wonderful lives as dads. And this particular Wednesday, we wanted to get into a particular subject we're calling Sins of the Father. And this topic is an in-depth discussion we're going to have about not passing on our bad deeds or traits to our kids, but also taking some time to examine maybe some of the bad deeds and traits that may have been passed on to us. And just thinking about this topic, Kenny, I always like to start with the NIH, National Institute of Health, because there's a lot of research they do as far as studies that involve examining the parent-child relationship, those parental behaviors, attitudes, etc., and how this can impact the child's cognitive development. Now, from what I see, it can go both ways, where there are studies that show the direct connection between the parents and their behaviors, or even just their mannerisms, and how that can translate to the kid. And for instance, my mom, in a lot of times when things got a little too tough in conversations, she would automatically shut down, not want to talk about it. I inherited that like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like those tough conversations when I was young and growing up, that really wasn't my strong suit. And then there are studies where you can flip the theory on its head, and there really just is no direct connection between some of those parents' behaviors or their traits into the kids, which is the real loving and nurturing way that I go about it with my son. That really wasn't there for me as a kid. Now, as we start to look at this, of course, first we're going to look inward, right? So if you could think about maybe one or two like bad traits that you feel like you have that you wouldn't want to pass on to your kids, what's the first one you would start with?
Lack of consistency. I need to teach them that, granted, tomorrow is coming, but don't wait for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it done today if you could. You know what I mean? I'm very, unfortunately, that's like my motto. It's like, yeah, we'll get to it. You know what I'm saying? But it's, as you get older and things, as you get older, you understand, like, hey, take care of it, nip it in the butt, sooner the better. Don't be ready so you don't have to get ready, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I'm very more so, it's time to get ready. You know what I mean? I'm there now. You know what I'm saying? So I am trying to still shift that mindset where I can do that so I can teach it to them. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're just kind of, being a sponge, soaking in what they see that saying, hey, Dad not Christmas shopping to the 20th, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gotta start, you know what I mean? You gotta start changing little things like that. You know what I mean? But that
Yeah.
might be one of my top bad items at the moment. Another one that I think I have, um, uh, the release of money. It's too frequent. Like, you know,
Mm.
like, you gotta hold on to that dollar, man. It's okay to keep a $50 bill on you. Just, 20's a danger. Like,
So 20's a
you know what I
danger.
mean? Keep, at least the 50, you double think, you go, you know what? I don't need that coffee right now from Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a 20, say, hey, I get much change back anyway. Let me get that
Yeah.
medium, please. You know what I mean? So that's a second thing. But even with that, that's how I got to shift my mindset or tighten it up so they see it and not just me telling them something and I'm being a hypocrite about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So any bad traits I do have, I just don't want to be hypocritical in the things I do. And I'm gonna be
Right.
super hypocritical on a couple things already, as far as like tattoos, college. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just things I didn't do they're gonna want, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
anything I do, I don't want to be a hypocrite if I do try to teach them.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair.
How
On
about
my
you?
end, I think the first one's gotta be having a short temper.
Mm,
Um, you know, I would love to say I'm getting better, but I still have moments where I see red. And it's just like the words don't come out the right way. Um, and it's just below the belt. I know they like to say Scorpios like to hit below the belt. And then when it happens, it's like fuck that shit. You know what I mean? It just comes out. You know what I mean? And it's just like I want to get you, I want to get back at you, but after a while, it makes no sense. It didn't solve anything.
mm,
And I hate the most if he's in the vicinity to either hear or see that, because then that's like the worst example that you could send to your kids.
mm,
Um, and then I would say the second one is definitely being impatient. And it's even sometimes to the point where if someone is telling like a long, drawn out story, after a while, they'll probably see in my face that I'm like, can I get the Cliff Notes version of this?
damn,
Because you know what I mean?
damn.
Like this is just going on way too long. And
Mm.
I'm thinking I got the ultimate poker face, but I've been told I don't. You
So
know,
so you
like
know I can see you during this conversation. Right? Like you didn't turn your
yeah,
camera off on this Zoom. That's funny.
yeah. You know what
That's
I'm
funny.
saying? So with that now, it's just like, all right, like I've got to set my mind knowing that sometimes I'm not going to get the Cliff Notes. I am going to get the full on novella. And I just got to practice my, oh yeah, like I gotta practice my
Uh,
acceptance face.
I, acceptance and fake is so thin on that line, bro. It's like and I do my best not to be fake. You know, but it's weird that whole clock in clock out thing. It's a real thing. Like I bet that short temp ain't the same when you clock in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that weird? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, watch your missus gonna put a time clock at the front door for you. You're gonna be like, no, 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 no. You home. You home. Yeah. Clock on in, buddy. So, like,
uh,
check that temp at the sidewalk. You're like, damn, she got me.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
man.
All right. All right.
Um, yeah, man, yeah. And then like on the bad deeds front, man. I mean, I think for the most part, I don't think I did really anything too bad growing up. I do hope that he stays away from the liquor as long as possible, because that was never really cool.
Mm,
But that's the one thing I think I would want to be there definitely for his first drink.
mm,
But definitely give him the most knowledge that he can about once you step into this world, you better make sure that you understand the consequences of it, what it
mm,
can lead to if you don't, monitor how you do it. So I think that's the one thing I would definitely want to walk him through that part.
mm. That's funny with as far as like alcohol is concerned, because don't get me wrong, like when there are adult functions and the kids might mingle and not mingle in that same function, but not be too far of space from said
Yeah.
function. They see the look at a distance, they see the shot glass getting poured, they see, you know what I mean? They see all this, but they always see happiness. They never see like a blowout or just
Yeah.
anger. And unfortunately, they associate this with happiness. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's like, no, 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 no. Bad stuff. Like, it's hard to kind of tell them this is bad, but this is bad. Like, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
no, because if it's bad, it's like, so why are you doing it, Dad? I don't have an answer for
Yeah,
that. I'm not ready.
yeah,
And she pulled down my, hey, another Friday. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, you was here last Friday. You know what I mean? I'm not
yeah,
ready. Not that I'm not ready for that conversation, but there will be a conversation to have whenever it does come up. But that's that thin line of hypocrisy that you try not to, you know, want to tell me, hey, it's bad for you. Don't do what I'm
yeah,
doing. Don't do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's rough. It's rough.
yeah,
Link
yeah.
had a
And then
question in the chat.
was a
She said, "Do you give your kids the freedom to do things that you didn't have and made you hide it when you grew when you and it made you hide it when you was growing up?" Hell no, they don't get no freedom yet. Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids and their freedom. This is freedom cage, baby. You can do whatever you want in this box.
you didn't and made you hide it when you was growing up. Um, I think what we try to do is guide Darius to the best outcome. How he arrives at that outcome is up to him to an extent, right? You know what I mean? It's not going to be, we're just going to go gung ho and be like, tell us how it went after. There's some of it that he is going to need some guidance along the way, but we don't do stuff for him. And a lot of times we expose him to more than I think I was exposed to as a kid, as far as him learning the process of something. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying we're like, hey, have a shot with us. We're not doing that over here. But what we are telling him is, when you see something like this, just know that you can come talk to us. Don't think you're just going to automatically get in trouble for even saying this in our presence. We want him to feel like this is the best safe space that you can go to. And even if it's not us, we have a great network around us, which includes my brother right here, where even if he can't come to us, he knows he can go to them and say, all right, I really don't know how the parents are going to take it, Dino, but I'm coming to you, you know what I'm saying? So I can talk to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's super positive too, because in the event, for whatever rare topic that may be, if you feel mom and dad aren't the safe space, you hope you was able to push him into a space that is safe, where
right.
I'll come back to you tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, that's definitely the goal at the end. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure they do have that safe space to speak and not be scared to bring whatever it is they learned outside into the home.
Yeah, no, definitely. So on the bad trait side, I mean, let's dive a little deeper into that. Do you think your bad traits were inherited or learned?
Well, I do want to say the spending money might have got inherited, but I can't blame her for that, right? She didn't make the money that I'm spending. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm throwing it on her. Fuck, I love you, mom. But man, but I would throw the money thing on her. I think that was something that might have been inherited if I was a little bit more financial savvy, a little younger. And probably not that I need her to be there. My very first check said, "Whoa! Before you go to the check cashing spot, come with me. This is called the bank." You know what I'm saying? In this bank, there's a checking and savings. Just like 50% and do this with it. You know what I mean? That wasn't there on my first summer youth job. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That shit went straight to the mall, slash food spot, slash entertainment. Then I was like, damn, I need another one of those to do that again. Like, you know what I mean? It was after, you know what I mean? That first summer, the checks were fixes. Right? You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, the money thing, I would say I sadly inherited because and not that I inherited it per se, because I was kind of seeing what I was being taught, but I'm not sure if she had the wherewithal to teach what she kind of knew at that moment to hand that down into a place where I could digest it. You know what I mean? Because I think so. For that one, I would definitely put that on inherit in a weird way. But on a positive / negative, I'm not sure which one falls in. Dad kind of removing himself from the situation early kind of put me in a place where it's like, I don't want to do that. So, you know what I mean? So I'm doing everything I can to make sure this kind of stays intact at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And hey, I don't think I turned out bad, but I'll also never know if this is good enough. Like, so it's a weird gray area there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how about you? Do you feel any of your bad traits were inherited as you grew up, or you kind of picked them up along your way on the outside?
I would say definitely the short temper I got from my mom. She had very little space for understanding situations she didn't agree with. And for as much as I hated that in the moment, it was my go-to as I got older, because I was just like, this doesn't make sense. And when something doesn't make sense, this is how you go about expressing yourself, because that's what I know, baby. That's how it's gonna work. And I found out very quickly that's not how it works. And the impatience, I would say that was learned. And I think that was learned because of just having this just deep down need to just be able to get things done and move on to the next thing. And I always talk about how having my son was the first time it was patience was at my door and was like, yeah, I'm not going nowhere. Like, you can't get rid of me. I'm right down the hall. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be playing this music. I'm going to be stomping up and down until you learn how to deal with being patient, taking your time with something. But yeah, impatience was learned, and definitely the short temper, I would say, was inherited. And I think the first time I noticed it was when, I didn't make friends as fast as I wanted to, or I didn't establish the type of friendships that I thought I should have at certain points. Was getting into a lot of fights because people were like, yo, bro, I just met you. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you think this is, but you need to back the fuck over. And then once they did that, it was like, oh, so it's go time. You know what I mean? That's where the short temper would kick in. So that's when I noticed that, like, I just was going about things and interpreting things completely wrong. And the impatience I first noticed, I want to say, when I first started going after my career goals. I just didn't have the time to really sit down and embrace the fact of where I was at in the particular craft I was going after. Probably look at other avenues that I could have stayed in that craft to really build on it. It was just, to me, it was like, all right, if I do this, I should get this. Why isn't this happening? I keep doing this. So that patience really rang out at that point.
Question: did you notice if any of these traits they get transferred down? Are they starting to show in Darius?
Oh, the impatience for sure, and the short temper. The short temper is, it's a gray line with the short temper, because he is on the autism spectrum. So I don't know how much of that is really like from me or just from him, going through his neurological experience. But definitely the impatience, because that rings true to this day. If we're on a line, if we ordered food, if the Wi-Fi ain't working at the moment, he's got something to say about every little thing, why it's not happening when it's supposed to happen. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Or any? I don't think any of my bad traits have transferred. Shit, I do have a bad trait now that I think about my kids' version of it. The attitude slash sarcasm. It's very choppy. It's very to the point. It's very cutthroat. Unfortunately, and I understand when they do it, why they're doing it, but I hate that they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not their fault. At the same time, like, I can't even yell at you for being me in a younger version. Like, what are you doing being, why are you acting like your parents? If they turned around and if they all turned around like me and said, nigga, what? I'll be like, you know what? we're gonna pack this up. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? They would definitely have a good basis as to why they are who they are and why they move the way they move. But that's back to the hypocrisy, man. It's tough. Like, as a parent, you don't want to be a hypocrite, but you are a walking hypocrite every time. You don't want to be that person. And it sucks. No one told you that in the parent pamphlet that, yo, you gotta do some shit you got to lie about. For real? Yeah. Nothing crazy. Just some things. Like, it's crazy, man.
Yep. Yeah, man. I think the sarcasm too. I know the sarcasm was learned by me. My parents were not sarcastic in the slightest. My dad was one of the most serious yet funny dudes I ever knew. My mother, she didn't know what sarcasm was. She didn't even know how to crack a joke. my mother would be serious, and that's probably why you would laugh at her, because she was being so serious in a certain situation. So I definitely learned sarcasm. Watching Darius's form of sarcasm is hilarious because a lot of the times he's dead serious. And we, in the beginning, we couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic.
Are these jokes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I always I admit my fault when it's there. It is a bit of a tag team in the house when it comes to my wife sometimes, because she's not as quick-witted as we are. So we just be letting them fly, and she'll be like coming back like in a week, like, oh yeah, remember when you said this? Or like that, and we just be like, it's gone, it's too late. Yeah.
One other thing, I remember mom telling me when I was young that I would cry all the time, like constantly, like nonstop, no reason, no wherewithal, no purpose, no goal, just doing it to do it. You know what I'm saying? And my father was like, "Yeah, man, I come home and your mom would lock herself in the bathroom. You just be sitting there crying." I'm like, I'm like, damn, is that where you went for milk and never came back? No, I'm just playing. But sorry, Dad. If you see this, these are jokes, man. This is a podcast. We are potting. But now when I see my son cry, I'll be like, oh, this is why she went to the bathroom and locked the door. I'm gonna be the better parent and go to my room and lock my door. I'm not gonna go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna go to the bathroom with no entertainment. Like I've learned from the past. Like you know what I mean. But yeah, that is one thing that unfortunately I kind of saw by accident.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's an interesting journey. Love it every day. There are some moments where I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? This might be a little too much. But hey, man, that's the journey of having a kid, right? So the most interesting part about this whole process is now you start to get into the realm of advice from others and them thinking that they can tell you how to address said situation. Yeah, you know where I'm going with that, right? Like
that's a neck rubber, buddy. Oh, boy, that sounds crazy, but yeah, it's weird. Taking parenting advice from anybody outside of your parent, I look at it. Not that I'm looking at it fishy, but I'm just like, thanks. Hey, I appreciate the conversation. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go pull whatever I could from what you gave me and implement that my version of it, my style of it. But I'm not big on critique, and that's what fucks me. Like that's another bad trait. Critiquing as far as like creative control, authority. Got a problem with that. And it's not. I don't know why. I don't know what it comes from. It's not like I'm 6'6". You know what I'm saying? A bench press a house. I'm not that dude. So it's like I shouldn't have this this very argumentative kind of front. But turns out it's not a front. It's me. It's the person I am. You know what I'm saying? So I've been thinking, oh no, I'm gonna just change who I am today. Like, nah, you can't do that, nigga. Like, it's still you.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as advice from others, I don't take it with a grain of salt, but pending the party it's coming from, it's like, none of your kids is good. Like, are you like, you know what I mean? Like, it comes to the, hey, you kind of gotta walk it like you talk it or talk like you walk, whatever the Migo said. You know what I'm saying? But if I see you not in the same path or your kids is doing some wild fuck shit, it's like, bruh, you are the last nigga to be giving me kid advice. What the last time you seen? You know what I mean? Like, if it's little shit like that, I can't. It's hard for me to accept whatever you're taking me like wholeheartedly or with confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how are you with receiving advice from others?
I definitely, I'll give you the space if I feel like we have that kind of relationship for you to do that. If me and you have never like had that type of space to have that conversation, 9 times out of 10, once you start talking, I might just walk away from you because of the simple fact that this is something that I think we've established to be our thing. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. I feel like advice in certain situations should be solicited. I think we say that a lot on this show. Be very careful just overly extending yourself to tell someone about their situation, because they may not give a shit at that moment. They may just be venting. The other thing you want to take into consideration before you give advice: how often are you around said situation? If you only been around my kid 3 times, it's a little hard for you to start telling me about what I should do, especially at this age, right? They've been around for a long time. A little hard for you to come in and think you're the expert at this, right? But what you said is spot on. If there's a high percentage of traits that your kid has that I don't agree with, and a lot of things that you do to approach that I don't agree with, you, in my mind, you can't. I've already put a filter on you when it comes to kid advice. You know what I mean?
If you had to bail your kid out, like I don't think I want. I don't think I want no parent advice from you, dog. Hey, I get it. It wasn't your fault. Hey, man, bad time, bad place, right? I get it.
Right.
But just keep the advice to yourself, because you are. Yeah. You got to work on you. Y'all got to work on y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
I think the best advice you can give me at that point is what's the best bondsman to go to. But you can't tell me about. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little difficult. It's a little difficult for me. Yeah. And yeah, I see SKL said along the same thing. Also, people don't see the day in and day out of the surface of what's happening to start giving advice. True.
Yeah, that's it. It's hard to give advice on something. I mean, I can't say how the book was if all I read was a cover. You know what I mean? Like if I ain't chapters deep, I ain't got highlights and stickies all over through it, I can't really let you know exactly what's going on here. That's not my place.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip one of these right here and just jump right to the. Are there any sins of your father? And this goes to everybody who's tuned in right now. Are there any sins of your father or even your, grandfather that you feel were referenced in your childhood? And I'll give you an example. Say someone's father was known as, sleeping around, right? Papa was Rolling Stone. How did his sins impact that child's treatment, or since his father did that, right? Like that can have an impact.
Okay. Any sins of the father that might have passed down? Like it's weird. I turned any sins that he had into my positives, like what I was mentioning earlier, as far as just detaching from the family unit, or the way business is handled that I would hear from my mom. I know it's a one-sided story, unfortunately, as far as, oh, your dad did that a lot. I'm like, word? Was he good at it? You know what I'm saying? Was he bad at it? You know what I'm saying? He was terrible at it. It's like, ooh, now I got a choice. Like, should I go make sure I'm good at this, or just cut my losses short right here and be like, nah, it's not in the blood. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's things like that. So some things like items like that, I had to make choices to see if I want to pursue the goal to make sure I'm better than him at that. And there was some things where I had to just cut short, like, yeah, we weren't made to swim that fast. So I don't think me being a swimmer is in the cards. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much I like water, like, you gotta find another way to get to it. But I'm not sure if there were any significant sins of the father or even the grandfather. Because even with staying with the family unit, like my grandfather stayed with the family unit. You know what I'm saying? He was there. And then mine detached. It wasn't the same. So in this sense, I'm following the steps of the grandfather versus mine. Because I already did more time than he did in my life with him. You know what I mean? Even with that, that's another little funny caveat, because I'm not his oldest kid. So for the older kids, he was there majority of their life. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. But for the kids below me, like, he was already gone. Like, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's a weird dynamic. It's like, oh, you had dad more time than me? How'd your life turn out? Like, oh, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's great. And then and those that didn't, it's like, oh, how'd your life turn out? Oh, you're still doing good. That's dope. We all looking around like, hey, none of us needed him. But that's not the point. Like, you know what I mean? It all kind of, it's levels into that. But I don't think there were any significant sins of the father directly that kind of reference my child. How about you on your side?
Yeah, no, listen, whatever my dad did, he probably paid the right people to cover that shit up, because there's not much there is not much negative I've heard about my dad, other than how strict he was. You know what I mean? He didn't play no shit. And then my grandfather, I mean, talk about stand-up dude from what I remember. I mean, that was the man. So between Ozell and Ozel, everything was okay. You know what I mean? I got no problems with that. So I don't think any of that really got passed on. It was really trying to carry on a lot of the things that they taught me in a way to see, you know, if my son embraces it and see how he goes about it. I the one thing I will say is my father was really good at communicating, but I think that hug and that natural, like, loving nature really wasn't his strong suit. He was a military man. He was all about, you know, manly man stuff and teaching me lessons. So that one thing, I think what I did was similar to you, right? The few things that he didn't do that I felt would just probably enhance me being a father and my connection with my son, I incorporate every day. But I always tell my son about how great his grandfather was, because there are a lot of things that, you know, like I'll never forget when he first came out, you know, of the womb. He looked so much like my dad, you know what I mean? And it was great. He had that old man face and everything.
Benjamin Button style.
Even though he was light skinned, it was crazy. Like,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, if you're out here in the chat, man, if your dad was a Rolling Stone, if he was a pimp, let us know. Did that turn you into a pimp? Or you found another way to make means work? Make means work. Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, definitely, man. And everybody is on their own developmental journey. Please let that be known. We are just sharing our experiences, our views. I think one of the best things that we can do as we raise our kids is be our unique selves, but also be agile and adapt to the world that they're growing up in. Because I think that would be the best way to keep a strong connection with them. And having a strong relationship with your significant other, if able, because I get that can be challenging in some questions and situations too. But having the best possible healthy relationship with either your significant other or the person you had the child with, that just hopefully creates that stronger environment for them to just prepare themselves for this crazy ass world that's only going to get even more challenging as they get older. But you know, if things are not working out at this moment, it may not seem okay, but it's going to be all right, man. As long as you keep loving your heart.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right. Real quick caveat over to FCP Sports Corner. Listen, I don't know if anybody saw the preseason game between Knicks and Timberwolves.
Spicy.
But this is looking like it's going to be a rivalry for the ages this season. Like my man said, a lot of spicy talk between the players. I think it's a shame that I think they're only going to play 2 times this year. I think that's the only. I think that's the max times East and West Coast teams play anyway. But that first official game that counts is going to be real.
Gonna be super dope. A lot of chit chat between new trades and the old trade and existing player spots. Not sure what DiVincenzo was mad about, but I know he's talking to Tibbs on the foul line and talking some shit. Yeah. I appreciate that, man. Y'all niggas traded me and I ain't asked for it. Fuck y'all. And it's not even like they sent me somewhere hot. So it wasn't in Miami. No, it's, you know what I mean? Golden State. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no hot spot. You know what I mean? Motherfucker shipped me to Minnesota. Fuck y'all. Hey, the team, it's a good team, great nucleus, awesome coaching, awesome. I got to go outside the stadium every day now. This is a difference from where I was to what, you know what I mean, leaving the garden every day versus this it's a big step down in life, but whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But talking about Knicks, man, there was a funny story that came out yesterday with Mike Bibby. Remember he had that 1 year on the Knicks, I think it was 2011, maybe 2012. But he told the reporter, said, there was a moment throughout the season when, I noticed, I used to bring an envelope of cash with me every day because, we be gambling on the bus. You just need little cash, fun transactions like that. But, there was a moment when people was digging into his envelope and taking cash out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, am I bugging? Then he went to head coach Mike Woodson at the time. Was like, yo, I think somebody's stealing cash. Everybody's like, nah, it's a joke. It's a joke. Then they caught the nigga on security camera taking the money. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Mike Bibby kept the G, though. He never released the name. You know what I'm saying? But when they all confronted, you know, this gentleman that did steal the money, he's like, yo, why would you do that? He's like, oh, nah, you know, it was just a joke. Bibby's like, nigga, ain't nothing funny about taking my money, nigga. Yeah. What kind of joke is that? When you never give it back? Like, there's not a joke, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta ask you, Mr. Basketball Mom. I'm gonna run through the list of the 2011-2012 roster. I want to know who you think the thief was. Right? It was Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire back then, Ronaldo Balkman, Mike Bibby, of course. Tyson Chandler was on the squad. Baron Davis, Tony Douglas, Landry Fields, Dan Gadrick, Josh Harrelson, Jared Jeffries. A lot of these niggas never got burned. Jerome Jordan, Jeremy Lin was there that year. Steve Novak, Amon Shepard, J.R. Smith, and Bill Walker. Now, just to shoot you some bail, I was told Bill Walker and J.R. Smith was already off the list. J.R. already volunteered to whip the nigga ass if we all find out who it was. Bill Walker, he was just exonerated from the situation. We knew it wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? But is there anybody else on the roster who you think might have been the guy?
I don't know why, but that name Ronaldo Balkman stands out to me.
He said it screams thief. It screams my salary wasn't matching everybody else's.
That name just sounds like a shiesty businessman in one of these Netflix specials that's that's running a Ponzi scheme. I'm going Ronaldo Balkman.
Ronaldo Balkman. All right, I can see that. If I had to pick somebody from this list, I know they exonerated JR. I'm gonna put JR on the list. Like, JR seemed like the nigga, like, JR would take the envelope, put his backpack. Somebody stealing money from you? Oh, no, let's go find this nigga right now. Yeah, let's go find this nigga right now, man. We riding. You know what I'm saying? We outside looking for a nigga that don't exist because I'm him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think JR would do something like that. But the fact that there's security footage and they pull him out the list, I'm gonna get the Baron Davis. And he banged that really bad. The way that really bad. I think the doctor's appointment was getting the best of him at the end of his career in 2011. So he might need the cash more than Mike Bibby did, for sure.
No doubt. All right, man. Next up, man, in women's hoops, man. Shout out to Women's Hoops Network on this one, man. TNT Sports has reached a multi-year deal with Unrivaled for 45 plus regular season games from the inaugural season to air across TNT, True TV, and Stream on Max. TNT will now have part ownership in the league, so the money is coming in. I know the game is on right now. With Tanya, hit us with the score, man. Let me know what's good. Let me know if my Liberty got a chance, or we just looking forward to game 4 at this point.
Please, I need to know. I need to know.
Yeah, but
that's dope.
Yeah, big news for the ladies. More money coming in means more sponsorship, means more expansion teams. So really looking forward to this, man.
Here's my question with you: with TNT Sports getting the winning bid, come next year, the NBA is gone. Do you see this? You think the TNT crew comes back for the WNBA?
It's gonna look completely different. You know what I mean? Like you gotta go with the same cast that you got right now. Like they got a really good cast of women who broadcast these games.
They do.
Who do it. So this is going to be great exposure for them. Yeah, man. Nah, you can't shake it up. You gotta reward those ladies. They've been there for a minute, making sure the sport got its shine. So you gotta bring them and give them their bag too for this.
Inside the WNBA. That's the way it gotta be. That's it. Ain't mad at that.
Damn, 46-37 Minnesota. Ouch.
Yeah, I ain't wanna know that yet.
That hurts.
God damn it.
What quarter are we talking, man? 10. All right, under 10 left in the third. Oh God. All right. Hey, still a lot of time. Still a lot of time changing. A couple threes put us right back in this. We good. We are
right. We'll be back.
Yeah. But next, man, is what we were talking about, and this was one of the teams on the list that we talked about, man. Devontae Adams. Is the trade like official? Because I
I
know it
believe they
was
were
like,
squaring out some numbers. I think Jets got the bulk of the. We got to pay more. I think Raiders is off the hook, but we got to pay anything left. But
okay.
right after that last, and he kind of fell down, and there's an interception. I think Aaron's like, "You niggas think I'm just showing up, and I got a whole bunch of years left on these kneecaps. This is the right now thing. I need my boy
Yeah,
here."
man. Yeah.
And it's funny. I was never sure what Devontae and the Raiders where the disconnect was. It could have been
Right.
Carr just leaving. You know what I mean? But hey man, hopefully this works out for them. I mean, they have everything else going for them. Hey, Aaron Rodgers ain't. I don't think he got another complaint he could do this season. He got the head coach out of there. He got his boy back. You know what I mean? Throw passes to. He got no reason to lose, bro. No reason to lose.
Yeah, bro. Listen, hey, we'll see where it goes, man. I still don't think they should have got rid of my man Robert. I think this was the move that probably should have happened first, just to see if maybe this was just a bit of a chemistry issue, because he had no problem finding Garrett Wilson even before the Robert Saleh firing. It was, to me, the low production of Breece Hall that wasn't making sense, and then the lack of connection with Mike Williams, to me, wasn't making sense. You got Alan Lazard there. That was your boy from Green Bay. So, I mean, was it the offensive line? Was it the play calling? Who knows what it was?
Hey, you caught a Hail Mary. My boy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I thought they had it. I mean, I really thought they were like fresh off the fire and they were going to win.
If Aaron was really about his business, he'd be in there getting a new kicker. Like, ain't Grammatica signed into college? Get that boy up here. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to draft him ASAP. But they could have had that. They could have had that game up at the crib, man. They could have had it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's rough. It's rough, man. It's rough. It's rough being a New York fan for football. Hey, New York, anything else? Hey, if you're a baseball fan, this is the time of the year for you. You know what I'm saying? But football is tough across the water.
Yeah, man. Yep. And then keeping it football, man, Jay-Z and Rock Nation have officially extended their deal with the NFL Super Bowl halftime show, y'all.
Oh, for Kemp's back.
Yep.
That Canadian's back right in.
Yeah. So yeah, man, get used to hearing, you know what I'm saying, some good soulful music during those halftime shows, y'all. The show will not stop anytime soon. Best believe that.
Facts. I think Jay's saving his show up for whatever the last year his contract is. He might, if they keep extending it, we might have seen niggas say like 52 out there, but whatever. Whatever.
Absolutely. So switching over to movies, TV show, and music recommendations before we get up out of here. Do you happen to watch 911? I believe it's on ABC.
Which one?
Chicago. No. So this is the one that actually stars Angela Bassett. It's called 911.
That's fire. She's on the fire department one.
Yeah. Well, she plays a police officer in it.
Married to the firefighter or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I don't know if I got the show name right, but I've seen her.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good,
bro. They just started their new season, and it was a 3-parter, bruh.
Silly.
All the feels, all the dramatics. Whoever wrote this shit neither raise tomorrow.
And they big bag.
From the scripting to the every part of this 3-part opening it led to the next one, and it led, you know what I mean? Like in each part, something crazy was happening that led to the final part. Man, listen, I'm like, I don't know how y'all gonna top this 3-part season premiere, but that shit was awesome, man. So
the one I think I seen maybe the first 2 scenes with the wife. It seems like they have no budget because they be doing extravagant shit. And I'm like, yo, this is a 60-minute show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like Hollywood shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we'll be back next week. More shit blowing up. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. But it's a really good show. It's super exciting. I would say that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So if you are not a fan of 911 on ABC, you definitely want to check out the 3-part season premiere from this season. It will make you want to go back to season 1 and check out everything. Definitely epic. And then on Netflix, man, this movie's old, but you know, it landed in our, you know, things you should watch column. It's called Till Death with Megan Fox.
Mhm.
And let me tell y'all something. Revenge is a crazy thing, right? You know what I'm saying? You've probably heard of some like wild revenge stories. If you, when you, I suggest everybody watch this movie because the way that this movie goes, it will have you like, this is sick. Because people thought when I said this movie's sick, it was like it was like hot or something like really cool to watch. No, bro, this shit
It's
will
sick
have
in the
you
head.
like, this shit will have you like, babe, I ain't never cheating on you.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up.
Ever. Of course, Megan
To
Fox is
death.
Megan Fox, right? So it's hard for her to look bad in anything she does. But this was an interesting one, y'all.
She still got the juice. Good.
Yeah,
After Transformers, we ain't really seen her, but I'm happy she still got the juice.
right. Big facts.
As far as things I was watching real quick, me and the wife finished that the Menendez doc Monster. Not the actual documentary, but the 8-part series they did beforehand.
Okay.
We finished that up. And Boys is Monsters. Boys is Monsters. It's weird. When you see a backstory, you kind of be hoping for a different ending and shit, but not, like, nah, you gotta show them go to jail and do everything.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I don't think they're getting out. Are they still in jail? Yeah.
It's like
It's
Boys
real
in the
life.
Hood. You keep thinking Ricky's just gonna dodge the fucking
But
shot. He still gets shot.
he gonna run to the side this time. I know he is. He is. He a football player. He ain't smart. He's smarter than this.
That is, yeah.
But yeah, other than that, man, looking for new shows, man. I'm still waiting for Love Is Blind to get a little closer to the end. We'll be cashing on that. But
Yeah,
man, TV's picking up, man. Right on time for the playoffs.
Yes, sir, man. Anything else before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man, get your jackets until the weekend, until it hits 70 again. Get your jackets, get your cardigans, get your scarves out. You know what I'm saying? These next 2 days gonna be a little brutal. Gonna be a little brutal in the New York area.
Yes, sir. Can't get out of here without thanking everybody for checking in with us today. Whether you're on IG, YouTube, X, Facebook Live, Twitch, man, we appreciate y'all. Do remember episode 93 is out right now. Tolerate versus appreciate. Make sure y'all go check that out. Really good discussion with my boy here. And of course, check out the FCP shop. Like my man said, it's getting cold out here. I'm pretty sure all of y'all will look good. Your kids will look good in the FCP hoodie. You know what I mean? And I think definitely happy belated birthday shout outs to Beej Franklin. He blessed our show last year. That's family right there doing really big things, man. And coming up this weekend is the man himself, the chairman, the president, the biggest boss that we know in our family, Ramel Lee. So happy early birthday shout outs to him.
Word. Congrats to him, man. He retired today.
Word? Wow.
Yeah, well, he dropped that in the chat over the weekend. He was like, "Oh, already? Niggas are doing the math. We count one. So yeah, that's you count them. Yeah. He was like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, man, he done. He done, man. Congrats. I sent him a text earlier today. I said, yo, man, congrats on like hearing the last alarm clock. Go clock in. Like, yo, that's super wavy, man. That's a life goal, man. But shout out to him, man. Congrats for sure.
Big facts, man. Shout out to him. But listen, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. Remember, every week we are here. Appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
Yes, sir.